Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Putting faith in alumni after making an unexpected appearance at the Duggar family's Christmas dinner, Derick and Jill Duggar Dillard astonished the nation. Famously, Jill doesn't talk to her parents. Jill and Derick's startling accusations against Jim Bob and his church further exacerbated matters. Though some viewers believe Derick is making amends with his father-in-law, there are those who remain pessimistic. However, his most recent remarks reveal another narrative. To see his remarks, continue reading. Just one day after Christmas, James posted images from the family gathering on Instagram. Our family has a long-standing custom of celebrating Christmas at the mansion. Considering the tension between Derick and Jim Bob, many Counting On viewers were taken aback when the couple showed up to the party. Sitting on a couch with Jim Bob, the two are seen in one shot chatting with him. The publication of a book detailing the couple's tumultuous history with Jim Bob and the IBLP reportedly made him upset. Keeping the peace between her parents has been a priority for Jill, who has already mentioned it. The problem is that Derick seems to have resentment against his father-in-law. After hearing that Derick Dillard and Jill were mingling with Jim Bob Duggar, some Redditors took to the internet to express their disapproval. His connection with Jim Bob is far from being termed buddies, according to the Counting On alum. He claims that being inadvertently shot by someone you're at odds with or being ambushed is considered mixing. Derick further by saying that Jim Bob approached them and that their conversation lasted only 10 minutes. He went on to say that it was a large Christmas gathering where everyone was attempting to be polite for the sake of their families. Smoked, smoked, smoked. He must have used more energy than jogging after writing this. Derick, if you want to start something, post it on James' authentic page. After giving James' Instagram post another glance, it does seem to be somewhat deliberate. This picture is the most bizarre of the bunch. The others all feature individuals in close-up. Despite the fact that it's only a shot of the couch's rear, the three of them managed to steal the show. On this, I identify with Derick. If keeping to one's civility helps one to enjoy a family holiday together, then I totally get that. There are a lot of relatives for Jill's kids to play with, and she probably still has younger siblings she wants to visit. Lots of people publicly assumed the wrong thing about these pictures, and I would have been just as angry as him. Duggar, Jill still no response from Dillard over Derick's latest Instagram tirade. However, fresh images from their first trip of 2025 have just been published by the Counting On alum. Jill claims that they began the year at Branson, Missouri's Silver Dollar City. They went on a cave tour and rode a number of attractions. Jill also persisted in shielding her children's faces from the prying eyes of the media. While domestic strife is nothing new to reality TV, the Duggar family of Counting On is sure to keep viewers guessing. Fans and detractors alike have been riveted by the discourse that was sparked when Derick Dillard, Jill Duggar's husband, made harsh statements about Jim Bob Duggar, his father-in-law. Derick's remarks about their troubled relationship and the meaning of friendship in the context of family dynamics have sparked fresh discussion on honesty, trust, and loyalty. It is necessary to return to the origins of the dispute between Jim Bob Duggar and Derick Dillard in order to comprehend the intricacies of their disagreement. In contrast to their prominent roles in previous seasons, Derick and Jill have been noticeably missing from the Duggar family's 19 Kids and Counting On, and their spin-off. Disagreements about contracts, money, and autonomy were at the heart of the controversy surrounding their departure from the program. Derick claims that the couple's goal in leaving the program was to provide their family more freedom and security. He has been forthright about his dissatisfaction with being left out of financial choices, claiming that Jim Bob kept all the show's profits without paying his adult children a fair wage. A public schism began with this money issue, which was a watershed moment. Questions about Derick's friendship with Jim Bob were answered by him in a recent social media post. Friendship isn't about being manipulative or controlling, he said plainly. Friendships built on trust and honesty respect each other's space. Although he didn't specifically name Jim Bob every time, it was obvious that he was making a reference to their continuing animosity and unfinished business. Many who have followed the Duggar family story might relate to Derick's criticism of what he saw as an absence of true companionship. Anyone who had questioned the patriarchal leadership and strict family hierarchy would have related to his remarks about an unrequited expectation of allegiance. Since Jill Duggar left Counting On, her journey to freedom has been a central element in her life. She and Derick have both adopted a way of life that puts an emphasis on autonomy and psychological well-being. It has been freeing and difficult for the pair to be forthright about establishing limits with Jill's family. Counting the Cost, Jill's book, provides an intimate glimpse into her life as a public figure from a young age. Specifically, she discusses struggles that she had in dealing with the expectations of her parents and the demands of public life. Her story exemplifies the bravery she's shown in escaping the system that had dominated her life for so long. One way in which familial ties are defined is via Derick's comments on friendship. He believes that his connection with Jim Bob has undermined the principles of respect, honesty, and mutual support, which are fundamental to friendship, in his opinion. The nature of family devotion and the balance between personal liberty and respect for authority are bigger problems raised by his words. Everyone knows that family members should be friends first, but when issues of control and power arise, the concept becomes complicated. Rather than promoting blind allegiance to one's elders, Derick argues that relationships should be based on mutual comprehension and trust. Reactions to Derick's directness have been all over the map among Duggar family fans and followers. His courage in speaking out has earned him kudos from those who see it as a move in the direction of more openness and responsibility. On the other hand, some people are worried about discussing sensitive family issues in a public place like this. After seeing someone express their truth, it's refreshing, one admirer said on a recent Instagram post. Families are complicated, and it's important to have these conversations, even if they're uncomfortable. On the other side, detractors have noted that public criticism has the potential to exacerbate rather than alleviate hurt. The optimal approach to fix things may not be to discuss it publicly, another participant pointed out. Private conversations can lead to real reconciliation. Jim Bob has mostly not said anything about Derick's complaints, whereas Derick has been quite outspoken. He has opted not to openly participate in the back and forth, known for his composed nature and conventional ideals. Some regard his quiet as a respectful denial of fueling the fire, while others see it as a reluctance to address the concerns voiced. Reality TV families endure a lot of strain, and Derick's comments have rekindled that topic. Aside from the financial benefits, the Duggar family was scrutinized closely by the public as they rose to renown. Finding one's way through the intricate web of celebrity, religion, and familial responsibilities is no easy feat. The Dillard's case is just one example of why reality TV contract and pay changes are needed, according to those who want more openness in the industry. With his outspokenness, Derick has been a catalyst for positive change, inspiring other reality TV stars to stand up for what's right and demand equality. Courage, honesty, and the value of forging one's own path are lessons that Derick and Jill learn as they continue to put their family's welfare first. Setting boundaries is important for personal health and happiness, and their stories show how difficult it is to navigate relationships when in the public glare. It is still to be determined whether Derick and Jim Bob can ever be reconciled. Nevertheless, the conversation that has arisen as a result of their disagreement is a good reminder that facing unpleasant realities is frequently necessary for healing and progress, even within the most intimate of families.